Nice to meet you. My name is Sung Chung. I am PhD. So I'm working on the What Navy headquarters. So I'm a surgeon. So yeah. My son studied magic. So my son is really changing everything. So I suggested my son's magic teacher. So we will try some the effect or the effectiveness. So I suggest the teacher and we studying together this issue. So let me introduce my our study. So as you know, my English is not good. So just reading for the papers. Sorry the issue. So from now on, I will presenting the study on the structural relationship analysis between the improvement of fun and convergence academic enjoyment in the after-school education class. The status on the operational status of after-school program for 2018 posted on the Education Minister's website show that about 2.97 million students are attending after-school classes, as usual. As the scale of the school programs expanded and the programs became more diverse, questions about the effectiveness of after-school classes were constantly mentioned. While studies are being conducted to improve the overall learning environment and quality of education for after-school classes, the study is lacking in terms of learning process that comprehensive determine learners' characteristics or valuables, as most studies focus only on the results of short-term learning performance, etc. Also, most after-school programs are recognized as short-term education focuses on supplementing insufficient subject or focusing on interest rather than being selected considering individual students' attitude and special ability. Education magic classes are also included in this category, and there has not been much in-depth research into the effect of education. Especially for elementary school students, there are many cases where students do not have self-centered educational characteristics that lead to learning processes by themselves, and many of them have been attempts into positive learning courses. Therefore, it is necessary to proceed with the class in consideration of the strong points in which the motivation for learning should be diverse through an interest-oriented approach. Therefore, the structural relationship between the improvement of fun and convergence academic enjoyment in after-school education classes was analyzed, and the results were based on this study so that it could be applied to the actual educational environment. As you show in this table, according to a comprehensive report released by the Education Ministry, the status of after-school programs for elementary schools in 2019 is shown in this table. It's many classes in the after-school, as you know. So curriculum programs is many things, and special programs is many things. So my son just violin and mathematics just only. And so my son is just I think just a little bit fun, and he told me, hey, father, I don't like this education, so I want some other special or something, so I will try to some other specific after school class. So I found it, the magic class. Fun and convergence academic enjoyment. I defined at that word. The fun means is the learner's interest in learning subject, and having fun is known as one of the inherent learning motivations factor that can cause and sustain learners' voluntary learning behaviors. And second, convergence thinking. Convergence thinking, it reaches that the word convergence was actually used in the field of education from 2015. The Ministry of Education stated creativity and convergence in the reversed math and curriculum. As you know, it's really wrong stances defined that convergence thinking. So I redefined this word. I defined ability to think based on interconnections, including the main subject carried out in primary school curriculum. And third, convergent academic enjoyment. That means the interested learners in more than one subject within different distinctions, not in more than one of the similar subjects they were interested in. The magic effect. Magic is common around us and is often observed in the realm of our daily lives. Movies and dramas and advertisements featuring magic or incorporating magic into the whole story will be produced and displayed. Example, in Gyeonggi-do, video advertisement on buses show magic solutions. Some might wonder can easily access video clips such as introducing magic or checking out magic solutions using the internet. And these who want to see the magic in the course proximally through the performance can reach the magic whenever they want. The study of magic effect. This approach to magic previously through to be the domain of the particular person with expertise has led to the positive response to the effect of education. In elementary, middle, and high schools, magic is including as a special ability for after-school programs or full-day classes. In addition, many private institutes teaching magic in different regions have sprung up throughout the country. So, as you show this table, it's many studied in the magic effect. And next, the same thing. As you know, the person who the learning magic has to show the other person on stage for the performance. So it's help develop the language and presentation skills or pronunciation or many things. So through the size of voice, pronoun, etc. So it's very helpful the upgraded skill, many things the students. The study was conducted on 45 students who took after-school magic classes at 3 elementary schools in Daejeon. The target of the study was selected as students in the 3rd and 6th grades of elementary school, which can be divided into subjects. And since education was conducted by a single teacher, and as elementary school students who are studied have different characteristics of man and woman, and lower grades and higher grades there are students who have very distinct personality. To gap between the individuals can be huge. However, considering this curriculum stance, there was limited number of people who were sufficient to carry out to study based on the status of each variable. In addition, the number of students who can participate in all the curriculums in the quarter in the limited due to the changing in the number of students per month due to the nature of after-school classes other than regular classes. Therefore, considering that there are no economic and cultural variations, the analysis was intended to be conducted on the entire population of the same metropolitan city, not on the basis on the classification of primary school students by grade and merit. After school education major program, this table. Classification, the separated nature and art, humanities, and education. Survey items consisted of the Korean language, mathematics, Chinese characters, science, music, art. The result, reliability analysis, Chromas, Alphas, the pretest .750 and standardized item .745, post-examinations .649 and standardized items .647. The corresponding sample set is according to the test result before and after school major classes as shown in this table. 시간이 15분 정해져
나중에 더 하셔도 되는데 거의 끝나신 것 같은데요?
예. In addition, the corresponding samples is pre and post test is showing in this table from comprehension before and after school magic classes. The pre and post inspection comprehension result for each item average. The comprehension results show that interest in all subjects has increases. Detailed checks show that the average increases in each subject is different. The lowest increase rate among which is in art, and the highest increase rate is in science. Broke down by line, the average values increases in other of art, humanities, and nature. This can be said is show that due to the nature of magic, the stimulus in incorporating the principle of science is greater than that of other subjects and lines. Conclusion. So it's many things. So just I reading the last paragraph. The improvement of convergence academic interest in the whole area was observed. Based on these limitations and findings, the more details and tailored magic classes for each grade level, the greater than convergence of academic interests will be. In addition, as this research and analysis highlights only the interest of magic, further research is needed on whether convergence education with magic will help achieve the learning goals achieved in real education. It is expected that if these studies continues to be carried out in each subject and develop standardized programs, it will be possible to contribute greatly to nurturing convergence talent requirement by society in the future. Thank you very much.